Hello, my name is Carl, and welcome to Stinger Diecast and another episode of Random 5 Car. In these videos, we take 5 cars from 5 different brands, all premium cars. We open them up and we take a look at them in more detail. In this episode, we have cars from Greenlight, Johnny Lightning, Tarmac Works, Majorette, and Mini GT. So let's get started. First up, from Greenlight, we have a Mercury Cougar Eliminator in the Barrett-Jackson series. This is an awesome series from Greenlight where they reproduce cars that were sold at the Barrett-Jackson auction. And this car sold for $132,000 in 2015 in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is 1970 Mercury Cougar. This is one of my favorite castings from Greenlight, and I collect these. I have quite a few of these now, and this one in yellow looks to be a nice addition to the collection. Let's get this out of the package and take a little bit closer look at it. So the Cougar Eliminator was a little bit higher end trim, has a wing on the back, and this is a little bit later model which has a different hood detail. So Greenlight is really good about having variations in their castings and trying to represent the unique qualities of the different years that the vehicles were made available. This should have an opening hood if it opens. Yep, so you can see the engine detail in here, which actually looks quite nice. And this characteristic detail this is a characteristic of the later Cougars, the way that hood is. I'm not entirely sure I love that, but Barrett-Jackson cars from Greenlight always have Barrett-Jackson on the license plate, both front and rear. And overall, this is a very nice yellow color, black pinstriping, black stripe on the hood, and yeah, just a great model. Next up, we have an Aston Martin Lagonda from Johnny Lightning. This is a model that I had seen in stores and had actually passed on it until I saw a video from a small model collector where he went over this in detail and did a very nice comparison to the actual car. And I highly recommend, if you have any interest in Aston Martins and this particular car, that you watch his video where he'll go through it in much more detail than I'm going to go through it in this video. Well, before we look at the car, let's look at the card a little bit. This is from the Johnny Lightning Classic Gold series, and it's one of 3,000. And this is the version A of this car. I did also find the version B of the car, and I think it's actually even a nicer looking version of the car. But I got these at Hobby Lobby, and this one was already $10, and they had the version B car priced at $18, which is absolutely insane. There's no way. I mean, I'm paying $18 for a Johnny Lightning. $10 is bad enough. But the other cars in the series, it's a Hummer, Mustang convertible, Viper GTS, Monza Spider, and a Malibu. And then you have some information about other prior series. This one's actually from 2021 release 1. This is a very weird looking car. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't have the elegance or the smooth lines of more modern Aston Martins. I don't think they made this car for very long. But apparently it was fairly high tech for the time. And like the See the interior. There's a lot going on in that center console there. I don't know. It's a very, very weird model, but I love Aston Martins, and so I'm very happy to have one of these to add to the collection. Let's see what that license plate says. Quirky. That is appropriate. It is definitely quirky, but it's very nice. You know, very nice detail on the back. Johnny Lightning is typically not one of my favorite brands. I think a lot of their castings are a little weird, odd proportions. Oftentimes they're too small, and it's, you know, I don't go after them, you know, with any regularity. But this one, actually, the Aston Martin castings, I have several of their Aston Martin castings now, and they all seem to be quite nice, and this one's no exception. Next up, we have the Ford GT4. This is a race car from Tarmac Works, Global 64 line, with the Tarmac Works packaging with this box, which is, as far as I'm concerned, completely useless. Not much on the back. This packaging does have the advantage that you can, you know, reuse it if you really wanted to. But I find this box setup to be highly annoying, because they give you the car in this little plastic blister that holds it, but the plastic blister does not fit inside the box, and which makes the box just a waste. It's silly, and supposedly they're changing this package, and I can't, you know, say can't come soon enough, because this is horrible. But so this is a reproduction of the SEMA car. I believe this is a show car. I don't think this is an actual race car. So it's just like a demonstrator model for the GT4 version of the Ford Mustang. Although I could be wrong about that. These Tarmac Works Global 64s they're quite nice. They're of similar quality to a Mini GT. And have similar characteristics, like the mirrors tend to be kind of rubberized. Although here this one has some reflective sticker or something in the mirror, which is actually quite shiny, which is very nice. The interior is nice. You have the roll cage, and you have some cooling tubing or whatever this is here, which looks very good. The windows have have some rivets on them. Overall, it's a very nice model, and unlike the higher end Tarmac Works cars, these Global 64s actually roll quite nicely, which is, for some reason, something I always like to see in cars. So you have inserted details for the headlights, which look pretty good, and also inserted details for the taillights. Nice Mustang badge. Overall, this is a very nice Mustang. Very happy to have another GT4. Very cool. And next up we have from Majorette, the Porsche edition. These are available in the US now. They're pretty rare, but you can find them at Hobby Lobbies and at Targets. There's been, I believe, 2 waves of Majorette cars that have come into the US so far, although I could certainly be wrong about that. And this is part of the second wave, as far as I know. The first wave they brought in, there's a blue version of this Porsche with a surfboard on the roof, and then this yellow version came in the second wave with skis. So. And this Porsche Edition series is a more premium version from Majorette. Majorette, like a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox, has different levels of cars that they make available, and the Porsche Edition cars are what they would call a deluxe car, I believe, which means that you get nicer wheels with two-piece wheels with rubber tires. You get up to 3 moving parts. So in this case, you get opening doors and then the opening hood. Personally, I could do without the opening parts, but Majorette doesn't do a terrible job on them, although the hood gaps on these are not great. Otherwise, these models are very cool. There's in this particular series from Majorette, this edition this Porsche edition, there were 6 versions of the car, which we can look at the back of the card. And this is now the 5th one of these that I have. I'm still missing this black one, which I would love to find. So hopefully that comes into the U.S. at some point. Skis are decent. Roof rack's pretty basic. Majorettes are more in the category of a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox than they are in the truly premium brands. But these deluxe cars are actually pretty nice. But they don't try to truly replicate like accurate wheels and what have you. These are still a kind of a generic wheel, even though they are much nicer than the typical wheels that you'll find on a lower end Majorette. And Majorettes also have things like suspension and so on. But love these models, love these Porsches. They're very, very cool. Highly recommended if you find them. And then last but not least, we have from Mini GT, Tarmac Works Lamborghini Huracan. And this is the one I'm most excited to see. I have not opened this yet. And yeah, this is cool. Mini GT has definitely become one of my favorite brands. And I'm having a hard time resisting going after all of them, but they have so many versions of things like Nissan GTRs and Honda Civics and what have you. They have over 50 different GTR releases, which is absolutely insane. And then there's, I don't know how many Civics, 20 Civics or something, and I'm not that interested in Civics. The GTRs are cool, but 50, that's quite a lot. But this is very cool. White, red stripe, red wheels look really nice. With all Mini GTs, you have inserted details for the headlights. Nice Lamborghini badge. Texture in here. It's molded in texture and painted. You have some nice detail in the headlights. LB Performance on the windshield. You get the bendy mirrors that they always do. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Indeed. And taillights look pretty good, at least on this side. This one's not as good. It's a little messed up. LB Performance, Liberty Walk, nice blue tips on the exhaust, looks cool. Guess they're going for a titanium exhaust look there. See the engine through the window. Yeah, these are These mini GTs, they rarely miss from what I've seen so far. Love them. All right, so that's the random 5 cars. So until next time, thanks for watching.